Hello guys, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for clicking in today's video. My name is Frecia. If it is your first time to be here, please welcome. And if it is you're a returning subscriber, I really do appreciate you guys so much. I know we have very many new team members, and welcome again. You are at the right place, okay? So we have talked a lot about working in Qatar, how you get the jobs, what type of jobs, what kind of jobs are there, you know, everything a lot. I mean a lot of videos about Qatar. And so now how about I do a refresher video which will take us through the advantages and disadvantages of working in Qatar. And that is how we came up with the title of working in Qatar as a foreigner. So a foreigner is obviously someone who is not born and raised here. So we just come to Qatar and work here. This is not our home place or home country. So I felt like it was important for me to mention this so that it can guide the people who are just having a dream to come to Qatar, or people who are just thinking of maybe it's not a safe place for me, maybe I'll go and I'll not be happy. You guys, I'm telling you, Qatar is the best place that you could choose in the whole Gulf to work. Okay, so I will what do you say, I will justify my statement. Okay, so let's jump into the video. But before then, let me remind you guys who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, as you're heading to 20,000 subscribers. I mean, why not? Why are you still watching me and not subscribing? I do not understand. So please hit the subscribe button down below. Watch this video until the end, and if it is important and made you feel happy or get something, it will be very nice of you to give us a like and also share to your friends and family. Okay, so let's now jump into the video. So now I have written points here that I do not want to skip any point, that we have advantages and disadvantages. Okay, so stick around to the video, and let's start with advantage number one of working in Qatar is that you will be enjoying the diversity of that place. So diversity, I mean, like, we have people from different countries, we have people from different continents, Asia, North America, we have Africa. We have many people from different places, different countries. And how will you enjoy this? Because as the more you interact with such people, the more you get to learn more things, you get to grow, you get to learn the cultures of other people. You may be lucky also to get a partner. If you are in the search, you'll get a partner, you'll make a very blessed family out of that. So it is very diverse because it has people from different parts of the world. And for me, that one, I count it as an advantage, because there are some places we come from. For example, where I come from in Kenya, yes, we have many people from different countries, but it is not likely, you're not likely to interact with them like you will interact with the people, with the Kenyans, because the Kenyans have a big ratio. But now when you come to Qatar, you'll find many people, like we are just there, we are just many, and you'll interact with many people, you'll know a lot, and you also grow your mind. That is advantage number one. Advantage number two is about the salary, which I always like mentioning so much. Your salary is tax free. Like, whatever you're earning, whatever your boss have told you you'll earn, you will earn that money. It will not be deducted any single penny. You will get it as it came from your employer. When you go to withdraw it from your salary card or from your bank, it will not be deducted anything. Can you imagine? When I do the calculations of the money that people get taxed from where I come from, or rather from Africa, it is a lot. I know also in other continents there are taxes, but let me just say what I know. It is a lot. Now here you get to enjoy the money that you are earning, the whole of it, until the last coin. That is another advantage that you people should know. The other advantage is that you grow so much. When you're in Qatar, as I have said, you'll meet many people. You'll meet different people with different skills. You are working with people from different countries. You'll find them, they know something that you do not know. Even work-wise, yeah, or career-wise, you'll get to learn you'll get to understand many different things or many different skills that you'll share with your colleagues, and that one will make you grow. Another advantage that I will say is that the working hours are bearable. When you compare the working hours in Qatar and and the working hours from where I come from, let's say from where I come from, they are very bearable. Like according to the law, as per the law, you should work for 8 hours in Qatar, and if you work for more than 8 hours, your employer is supposed to pay you as overtime. Okay, so this differs in different countries, because you'll find that in some locations where you're placed to work, you're required to work for 10 hours, for 12 hours, for 9 hours, but it cannot go beyond 12 hours. So when it goes over 8 hours, you are paid some money on top of what you should have earned for 8 hours. Isn't that nice? I mean, who wouldn't want to work for longer hours and get extra cash? Who wouldn't? So that is also another advantage that I count as an advantage. By the way, this is just from my personal experience. I don't know about you guys who are already in Qatar. You can tell us, maybe I left out something, or maybe you think it is contrary to that. Another thing is that you get in most of the companies, like 90% of the companies out of 100, you will get that you are provided accommodation, you are provided food, you are provided Wi-Fi, and you are provided transport. This transport is from where you stay to work, and from work to where you stay. So when I say you're provided transport and accommodation, this one in many countries, depending on the job that you are working, depending on the position and your job, most cases you will find that you have accommodation for the company. By this I mean there is a villa where people, all your colleagues and partners, you go and sleep there. And there is also an option B, where you may not be sleeping all of you guys together, or maybe in the same villa, but you are given accommodation and transport allowance. I mean, how good is that deal? You don't have to stress about accommodation. You don't have to stress about housing allowance, because it is added to your salary. As I have said, many companies, and this happens to many unskilled jobs, but also other professional jobs, you are provided the accommodation by the company. They will give you a villa. It has maybe like 10 rooms. Each room you'll sleep 1 or 2 people, depending with the company. You'll find a room, the bigger it is, or with the space, you'll sleep like 4 people, 5 people, depending with the room. This one I cannot be specific. I can only approximate, because different companies, different rules. Like for my company, in a room you will find we have 2 supervisors, because I'm a supervisor, and then if it is our staffs, they will sleep 3 staffs in 1 room. It's not that big of a difference. And then you'll find that we are sharing the kitchen. The bedrooms are separate. Each people have their separate bedrooms, and then we are sharing the kitchen and the common area, which is the dining area. We are also sharing the Wi-Fi. We are sharing only those. Okay, so that is what I mean by provided accommodation and transport by the company. So on that note, we'll get the advantages to that point, and then we'll now skip to the disadvantages. For me, to be honest, I don't really have a lot of disadvantages or things to complain about Qatar, but I'll just mention which I genuinely think that this one will be a hard time for someone who is a beginner, who is just going there for the first time. Let me take you guys through the disadvantages. So the number one is the harsh weather. The harsh weather. When I talk about harsh weather, I really mean harsh weather. In this case, Qatar is a desert. Okay, it's actually not a desert, but it is like a desert, and it is really hot. It gets crazily hot. You know, when it's hot, we have humidity falling like nobody's business. So it gets so hot during summer months, which sometimes it gets to a point, and the government says that no one is allowed to be loitering around past 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. and that's when now people can go out, maybe get dinner, buy things that they may need for tomorrow during those hot hours. But it can get really crazy. If you're not used to it can get really crazy. When it comes to cold or winter, it's not that bad. It's something that it is manageable, but it can get also very windy in the afternoon, in the evenings, and in the mornings. I feel like someone just called me. I felt like my camera was getting dirty, but yeah, let me just do it. We're gonna do it with this one. For some reason I was feeling like I'm somehow blurry because someone called me, and I was trying to swipe up the phone. So yeah, we continue in this channel. We just do things the way they are. Okay, we are not even cutting that part. So let's continue with the disadvantage number 2, according to me, my own personal experience, is language barrier. So language barrier for me, it can happen. For me, it actually happened a lot because when as a supervisor and you are leading people and you have people from different countries, people who do not, some of them do not even understand English, it's for you now to now start learning their language so that you can start translating what they are saying or what you're saying in their language. So for example, I have worked with Nepalese. I have worked with Filipinos. Most of them understand English. Even if it's a little bit, at least they understand. Also Nepalese, we have those of them who understand, but we have those of them who only know their language. We have Indians. I have worked with Indians. I have worked with Sri Lankans, Bangladesh people. I have worked with people from different countries and also from Africa, like Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda. I have worked with those people. So now Malawi. Now it comes tricky mostly when you are having a conversation with someone from Asia, because I'm not saying this in a bad way, by the way, you guys don't get me wrong, but you'll find that some part of Asia has people who do not understand English, including the Arabs. They only know Arabic, not all of them. So you'll get it. It's hard for you to have a conversation, to work together. But with time, you people get used to each other. You talk, you break your English. They speak to you broken English. You talk in actions, like you're just talking in actions until you understand each other. So language barrier can be something else that can be really tricky for you for the first days. Like we all go there to having a very good proper English, but when you get there, you will twist your English to another English that I know most of you have seen such videos on TikTok. Another thing I may discuss as a disadvantage is you will have homesickness. This one is for sure. You will miss your family, you will miss your country, you will miss everything about home. To add on this homesickness is also our last point, which is you will miss the food that you eat from your country. Most cases, like Africans, we have different foods that we have, every tradition have their own food and every country have their own type of food. It is not easy for us to get them in Qatar, because you'll find that Qatar is in Asia. So we have Asians who have their own cuisines, different food that you can eat also, but it's not what you're used to. So you only go there, adjust, and starting getting used to it, because that is what you have provided. And that also becomes a very big challenge for people who like eating like me. But I remember, let me give you a short story. I remember a story that I always give. I remember when I went to Qatar the first time, and then my company, I got to Qatar at midnight, and then my company driver came and picked us from the airport. We were 9 people. It took us from the airport to the accommodations, and then we slept. The following morning, we were brought food for breakfast, and then this food was something we call kubus. And that was the first time I had ever seen kubus. I had ever heard about kubus. And you are given kubus and dal. Dal is how can I describe it? It's a kind of, it's food. It's like green grams cooked, boiled until they're like porridge, okay? Or other yellow beans. I don't know how they are called. There's those yellow things. They're called. Actually, I'm forgetting the name of those things. So that is what I was given for breakfast, and I'm telling you, kubus is like a chapati, but it's not nicely cooked like a chapati. It's close to be like a naan for the Indians, but I cannot really describe the food. So it was really hard for me to eat a raw chapati. For me, I felt like it was a raw chapati and a sauce that I had never eaten before. I know me how to cook green grams, but it's not the way they have brought these green grams, okay? It's like I can't, anyways. It was really hard for me for the first weeks, first days, and I ended up eating Indomie every single day, and I lost weight. I had a lot of problems until I now became used to the food, and then we started getting salary, and I could buy what I'm able to eat, like chicken and all those kind of meats. yeah, for the first time, but it was not easy. So I will tell you for sure, if you're used to your homemade food, traditional food, when you go there, before you adjust, itakuramba. Yeah, itakuramba na utakaa kabla uzoe. By that I mean it will take you time to adjust, but you just have to get it in your heart, understand that you don't have an option and this is what you have, and it will be very easy for you. And on that note, guys, I think this video has been long enough, and I hope it has helped you guys. I hope you have gotten something out of it. If you have, please give it a like, share to your friends and family. As always, if you have not subscribed, I don't understand why not, so please subscribe down below and let this video get to this end. Until the next one, bye bye.